Wow. Wow. What do we even say after that? It just went off. It's over now, and the girls just
Yeah.
left us knowing what was about to happen next.
I just seen something I wasn't even supposed to see it that has also left me like, wow, my mind is a double blown, friend. That
What?
listen, no, I can't. That's offline behavior.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
um, wouldn't y'all like to know? Subscribe to our Patreon and maybe. No, but really, friend, it's like full 360 moment. Like it touched on so many moments to see like
Yeah.
a roller coaster of emotions for Martha, villainizing, humanizing, the highs, the lows, the full 360 moments, a lot of not knowing what somebody else is going through. And not that it excuses what somebody does to you or what you do to them, but it just goes to like background history, to like why people act and react the way that they do. And I know I had told you about watching Beef not too long ago, and you had watched Beef, and that was another one where I felt like before you watched it was just like that was more like how you could see one decision can spiral
Yeah.
off. And even though this is like this too, it's just from different angles, from Terry's perception, from Darian, from Donnie, from Martha, his friends. Like you just see all together how all of that collectively people are affecting each other, categorically changing the events and histories from one another, while simultaneously also not like having effective communication, so you don't even know that you're changing like the
Yeah,
trajectory.
exactly. It's very much the butterfly effect. It's very much given chain reaction. Um, it's given the Newton's law. Every action has an equal but
Yeah.
opposite reaction. And the
Yeah,
girls wasn't aware because their communication was piss poor.
it was. And it goes, I said a lot while we watched it about people's demons playing well together, people bring out the worst in you. But at first you're thinking like Martha, it's predatory. Martha is predatory because Martha was still using the knowledge that she did have as a lawyer to find
Mm-hmm.
loopholes and ways to fuck with Donnie. And it didn't give us too much tea about like how far or what all she was doing with her past people she was stalking, because I like as cute as the little reindeer Ty and Bo was, I need to know if everybody was your baby reindeer go, because it's not as cute if the last 18 men you
Right,
stalking, you all just
exactly.
running into
Baby
niggas that you felt like
reindeers.
look like little reindeers, bitch. I'm not going for that. But without even knowing she had any past history of stalking, it did like make you understand Martha and why and how somebody could just like
Mm.
how
And
it could get
clearly he's
there.
gonna repeat the cycle, but I don't know if
Yeah.
he's too far gone because now he's going back to live with the mom. But I don't know if it's gonna help him any because he's already picked up these habits of stalking people. Like when he was stalking that Terry and just doing weird things. Like he was clearly off the rails. I don't know if they're gonna be able to rehabilitate him back to being normal again.
Um,
Mm.
I don't know. I think that Donnie needs to seek help. And I think that was the one thing that they didn't add. And I know it's a true story, so it may not have been in there. So you can't create something when like you're sticking to like artistic integrity of like what somebody's story was and what it was based on. But for anybody else, or Donnie girl, you listening, doll diva, um, the lack of there was help, the therapy, the doing the work, right? Because we applaud Donnie for going to the police or whatever, getting the resources that he felt to remove what was happening. But the carrying on, like every day, like everything was fine, was not okay. Like when she hit him with that glass and he thought he was about to go do that stand up set, that was
Yeah,
never happening,
absolutely
sir.
not.
So even though there's an acknowledgement of what's going on, and we're out of that denial phase or whatever, there still needs to work to be done, because him going to his victimizer in that manner, and I don't know for what, and then accepting a role, like whether he could work with him later is one thing. Whether
Yeah,
he could work
girl.
with him is one thing, but accepting a role, doing friend, y'all don't need to know this, but friend know I'm talking about. The other day a girlie was manic, and manic was me. And friend wasn't asking me anything other but like snack shit. So let me know this was not real consequences for anything in life. With my emotional state, I told White, do not listen to shit I tell you for the next 12 hours, baby,
Oh
because I'm
yeah.
not in a predicament to give anyone advice on shit. And that was a snack. And that was on a snack
The
level.
girls knew where
So
she was at though. We respect that.
yeah, so I would employ like it wasn't a good time for him to be like accepting any roles or anything to work with somebody who victimized him, especially in the way that Darian was just like, "Oh, I'm proud of you," or "I'm that was brave," or whatever. Like,
I think from what we seen from Quiet on Set, when they love to victim blame and go, "Oh well, he was just put in such a bad environment around those people. He was pressured to
mhm.
doing it. This isn't who he is." Like it almost is was like the dude that was abusing Drake was blaming Drake for being so vulnerable with him. So it's like now that Donnie is putting himself back in that position, is he to blame if something happens to him again?
You are never blamed. Okay, that
Yeah.
goes unilaterally, universally. Okay, never. Um, there's never anything that anybody can do, say, that can put them in a place to be taken advantage of that is solely and always going to be on the victimizers. Okay. When the girls go to therapy and you're talking to a professional, because I love you girls here that watch us, I love you here, but I'm not nobody's professional. So when you go sit down to somebody's professional, then you can unpack what you feel like your part. Because
Right.
anything with me saying your part is not to be attached to say that anything you done led to anything that happened. That is never going to be on you. It's never going to be about you. It's always on the person who has done it, who decided to break your trust, your confidence, your consensual, whatever it is, your physical boundaries, your safety. It's always going to be on them. So there's nothing that you can do that deserves, warrants, or merits somebody to touch you, assault you verbally, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. You don't deserve it. You didn't put yourself in that situation. Unpack it with a therapist. But just know that the blame is on the person who's done it. And they need to sit with that. Victimizers have a really great way of psychobabble analyzing people and their victims to make them feel like they've done something and leaving that uncomfortability with them.
Mm.
And I'm always such a great advocate for saying, like, no, push that uncomfortability back. And I feel like this at all levels, but people do play on that because they know you're uncomfortable or they know you're internally struggling with something. It's easier for us to internalize our problems than to like, scream it
Wow.
from the mountaintops.
Yeah.
And predators do that. They prey on that. And they hope that your silence and your frustration and your struggle will keep the secret.
Yeah.
I don't like fuck him, fuck Darian,
Yeah,
honey.
because
But
that's what
no,
Lil Drake was saying that he had kept it a secret for all that time until it just exploded out of him. Kind of like how Donnie just kind of unraveled on stage. I think everybody just comes to a point where you can no longer physically like hold that in, and then it just
gotta get it
explodes.
out.
Mm.
We only have the capacity to hold so much, and we're human. And again, with avoidance, it's it's like with anything with the human body, bodily functions, anything, we can only hold things for so long, and that includes emotions, feelings, like all that. You cannot just bottle stuff up and send it across the Arabian Sea and hope to never see it again. You can't just put it in a bottle, drop it off at the Pacific, and think that's the last of it. Um, I don't want you girls to be pessimistic and have anxiety, but there usually is always a time that you need to confront your problems. And sometimes, not for every problem, but sometimes the longer you let them go, sometimes the deeper, more involved, more hurt, more dangerous certain scenarios can be. So when you've got the strength or the resources, support, whatever it is to get yourself out of that situation, girly pops, bounce out.
Let's do that.
Because the mentals
Very
is a crazy
good.
place.
Well, help you girls have fun with us tonight watching Baby Reindeer. That's it for tonight. We are pooped. We just been watch this whole thing with y'all. So don't
Mm,
say the girls never got comfortable. So y'all go get
okay.
y'all socks on. Whoever left their shoes stinking over there, go pick them up. Like, and don't
Throw
leave
your
the
throw your
please,
wrappers away.
please
Pick
don't
your
play with
trash up.
us. My mama don't play that. So
Okay. We love you. White has said everything, baby. Y'all see, I'm over here in this blanket. The Dime Diva is tired.
it's
Okay.
hanging
Where I
on
look
by a
like my little red
thread.
nose, little stuff. So, yeah, like I always say, because I'm never too tired to love on y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are noteworthy. Y'all are organic. You're one of one. You're an original piece. You're a masterpiece. You're a work of art. We love having you here. We always want to see you here. And in order for you to be here with us next week, you got to stay locked in. And let me tell y'all now, by the time this comes out, my little roller coaster picture will have come out. Keep it cute, girlies. Keep it cute, okay? You can laugh, but don't get to doing too much, okay? Because we over here being
Right,
classy and relaxed in
calm
our
down.
background. Yeah. And on that
And with
note,
that being said, we out.
mwah.
Mwah.
No balls.
Mm,
You know.
okay.